And I gave it a chance to come back home and retry and see if life would come out the way I envisioned it to come out.
When you're coming back, you have to know where you're going to start from. That is very important. Secondly, how you're going to start. And thirdly, how to implement all that.
And before I was saying, no, those people, they are just disturbing us. They will not do anything. So, but when I came to Uganda, they keep following me.
I live there because I try to be a citizen, but something which is not going well. After I tell them, I apply to them to send me back here.
Caritas means love charity, and it is an organization within the Catholic Church all over the world. It is called Caritas International. It's based in Rome, but with a network and branches in all the conferences all over the world. We are over 164. John 20:10, Jesus Christ said, I have come to give life to the fullness of a human being, that's the body and soul. So Caritas Uganda and many other Caritases all over the world, we have got development programs for the outreach programs in the rural setting or in the cities and in towns to help those, to uplift the lives of those people. We have also another program for hosting refugees and supplying something for the refugees. Now the programs we do is on food security. That is, people increase their food, have a balanced diet, at least regularly during their life, and also have some income, money. Then for the refugees, normally we receive them with the similar programs. We are not giving relief. For us, we empower the people for the small land they have at their house to develop it and also get in the modern agriculture, get some food security, also income. There are some other alternative ways of getting income without agriculture, like making shoes. We teach them skills, tailoring, salon, and also carpentry and mechanical, things like that for the youth.
Well, these are Ugandans who travel to Europe, and actually they travel to Europe with the purpose. 90% they go because of economical situations. They are held up here in Uganda. They cannot find their stability economically, so they feel going abroad is the answer.
Those who decide to come back, tired of this miserable situation, they have spent years in Europe, they have got no money, they are just in the camps, they decide to come back home. So these governments like Netherlands, Belgium, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland have found a way of returning them back to Uganda. And they give them some little package, economic money, to come and put some projects, identifying some projects they can help them to get to, but they don't give cash. Otherwise, if they gave them cash, I guess they would stay in Europe again. So they made sure they get an agency in Uganda, not the government, but an agency which is very credible. And along the way, they found out Caritas Uganda, which is, as I said, we are a development agency for the Catholic Church. But our philosophy is they need people like that who are lost. How do we psychologically receive them home?
Since 2012, we have resettled in 32 cases. Our biggest partner is Denmark, where we have about 17 and more are coming back home and get reintegrated back into their own country, Uganda.
While I was planning my return in Belgium, I was connected to a lady called Louise. She was very helpful, and she linked me up with a lady here, Miss Doris Mitala. She's really been of a great help. From the time when we boarded at the airport, she sent somebody to pick us up. We were given a very good hospitality accommodation, courtesy of her, because she did all the groundwork for us. And we arrived very well. Our arrival was very good, homely and nice. And that is a good remark from us, me and my daughter, to Caritas Uganda.
Because when you're coming back, you have to know where you're going to start from. That is very important. Secondly, how you're going to start. And thirdly, how to implement all that. And when I was somewhere in a certain facility in Ulbeck, I had a thought in me, like I wanted to come, but I didn't know how to come. And the possibility came when I talked to the Refugee Council, and they brought Doris, who convinced me. At a certain time, you look at someone talking from a point of experience. That was Doris. Doris was a person who I could respect as a mom or as an elder, who was on ground, who knows what actually was happening.
I was briefed before I left, and they gave me a particular amount of money at the airport. I met somebody at the airport, and they told me the other money you will go to Caritas Uganda.
You go to COA, after COA you go to IND, after IND, when you want to come back, you explain them, they send you in IOM. I think it's IOM, the organization which helped me to bring me back.
This reintegration starts way back from Europe. The country we are in partnership, we have to form, they do the counseling in the camps. They have a social worker who communicates with them, and they present their cases, their wish to come back home. So in the past, they used just to come, and we didn't know them at all. By this time, along the process of the program, they made it good, in a good way that now we have a video teleconference whereby I'm able to see the returnee, and then I talk to him or her. Then by the time he comes in or she comes back home, she doesn't really meet a stranger. She meets somebody she has seen virtually.
She was good. I think she's a mother. She didn't know me, I didn't know her, and we talked. Yeah, she briefed me on how things run. She oriented me on how it's going to be done, and I didn't get any hardship.
She explained to me that they could work hand in hand with me to achieve what I wanted to achieve. So the starting was there. What to do was there, because she told me she could help me through and actually lead me to where I wanted to go. So I was like, okay, so there's something I can do. There's something where I can start from, and then it was just the will. So I had to collect my thoughts together, and then it happened that I came to Uganda. But it was through Doris's support, because the will would have been there, but where to start from was a problem. And I wasn't so sure if it was someone below the age, like my age mate, I think maybe it's not going to work. Because first of all, the organization Caritas wasn't so much familiar to me.
And before I was saying, no, those people, they are just disturbing us. They will not do anything. So, but when I came to Uganda, they keep for me, and when I came to Mommy Dorothy here, she was good for me. Only the people I can even appreciate, only Caritas.
I'd come with some ideas which were not conclusive. But when I got on ground, through Dorothy, who was in Caritas, she helped a lot to put light on the possibilities of some of these ideas I had. I remember I had the maize growing, like I wanted to venture into maize production, like growing it and processing it. but that was a big project, and it couldn't sustain me or support me day by day or monthly. So she advised me to go into something relative like that I can also engage in and also support me. So I ventured there. We finally came into a conclusion with that borders or transportation was the best idea. So I had to receive the 2 borders, and that was my start. But looking into things, how they were moving when I was in operation, because I was also riding one, and I had someone to ride me another one that I had received. So I found that I had constant fear in me. Also being with one business couldn't be the possibility that was going to be better for me. So I had to put one on lease. When you put one on lease, you normally get, it's like someone pays you extra and you earn more, you tend to earn more, and you expect him to pay monthly till when the old cost of the border you agreed on is being completed. So that first bunch I got pushed me into cosmetics and also small retail that right now I'm having down there. So it has been growing slowly but steady.
I appreciate it. I wouldn't say it wasn't money. The only thing that I know, it cannot do a business. Small things you can do, like I told Madame Dorothy, I opened up a water community thing for sale. But we are here and you know how much you can earn from there. And can it really sustain you with a family? We have dependents, and you have a son that must go to school, and you have parents to look after, and then you sell 8 jerry cans a day at 500 shillings. It's basically nothing. So it can't run a business, but it is important for rehabilitation, for you to get back into the system, rent a house, find food. But for a business, not viable.
When I was sitting down, I was thinking about like, what can I do? Because that money I was getting per week, it is just for food. It was not enough to do anything. And my kids have to go to school. I was sitting down and I think, what can I do? So I decided to go to Gomba, because that's where they born me. I stayed like a week to do survey, like to know what is going on. I was thinking about that business because that's the business I know before only. So they have told me, you need to get this amount of money to start. So that money I wasn't have it. That's when I had got that idea of sell the border, so I can get the money to start the other business. It was not like giving me that a lot of money in the beginning because of the capital was small, but it was better than that border.
This package actually is a business plan, is a business project, which they have to start from. Yeah, it is about 10 million shillings. Yes. So this is a simple, it ought to be a simple businesses. So some, their expectancy is very high. They expect maybe to buy a big vehicle or to do a magnificent building. Yeah, but we sit and talk about it, negotiate, and then start small. Then later on they can build it on their own.
Within my staff, instead of like Dorothy, who is he has that kind of skill of welcoming people. So counseling is important because really they have lost hope. They come back as desperate, but they need somewhere, an organization which is really capable of receiving them, not take them as people who have just been lost.
If it wasn't Caritas, I couldn't be where I am right now, because from advisory, and also leading someone towards what you want to do. They have done a lot.
It's all about mental stability. You might have a very strong mindset, like, okay, I'm going home and I'm going to fight and make it work. But then you can break down because of the so many things happening in your mind. The demands around you and the things you must do, even when you're strong, you can break down. You break down. You see things not working out and you're like, I made a mistake. So that continuous talk, continuous check, the initial program that you go through will help stabilize you mentally, and also being able to have Mami Dorothy check on me every 3 months. Okay, how far you are coming there to see if the project is really working. Then she will understand that it's not working.
I request to them to add some more money to Caritas. When Caritas earn money, they add some money to make a good business which can survive in other ways. But when you get a little money, you can't use it to do everything which can go in time.
The main challenge is the following them up. Phone you can, but physical checking on them, which is very, very important. These people, they don't stay in one place. They're in different areas. I can't move to them to check on them or by myself alone. Even if we were two, it needs transportation. Transport is a problem, and the support is really minimal to care for them.
Because the best advice here is, I think, for the government and for the NGOs and the families, to inform people that really our education system, whatever we should teach them, our youth skilling for vocational secondary school, they should have skilling, because these are the things that when they finish O-level HSC, they run away. Or they stay home for 2 years and they run away. So, but if they have some skill here, they can do something this here. But when they reach there,
let there be people that I can talk to. Like, okay, there's this one in charge of this. So I know I belong here, I'm going to go and speak to that counselor who is in that room. Let them feel like, okay, I am home, but I'm getting myself ready to go home.
instead of waiting for these people to stay there for 2 years in a camps, once they find out that these people have come for visit and the visiting is no longer visit but they had come for economic reasons, they should empower them immediately as they do before long to come back and continue giving them something as they are doing which can help them take off from here.
Yeah, so I think the follow-up, it's important to know, is it really working out? Is she getting hardships? Is she hiding somewhere? Because maybe I hid for some years before I came up. Yeah, I think the following up, the talking, the counseling is very important. The psychosocial support.
But for us, we have accepted that to accompany them in the association they make. If the donors who have sent them can get some money to support that association, certainly that would be very great.
They only put posters that we can help you return home, contact this number. But if in the camps, if you wish to return home and you feel that you cannot hold enough or hold on enough and you wish to return home, these are the benefits that you get. We can help you return home, we can pay your ticket, we can pay your arrival, we can link you to somebody back home, we have a package for you. Many people would be willing to return because nobody wants to live in suspense, not knowing what the future has. People can return and begin afresh. It's not the end of the world.